Good morning, everybody. I'd like to take a moment to let you know how it's going with my dentosophy journey and my recovery. You can see that I am still working on enunciating. However, my speech is flowing easily. As the impact in the cranium is slowly beginning to lessen, I can focus on the spine and the pelvis. And I've had a session with another polarity therapist, the system which I teach, who is an elder in that field. And he confirmed for me that there is compression in my upper T vertebrae, and the right side of my pelvis is slightly out of kilter, so that when I walk, it's a little bit like this. And this makes sense because the right bone here cracked in half and then sealed itself, overlapped. And so we know that the pelvis reflects here in the face. So we could see this as the upper pelvic ridge right here where the femur would go in. Here is the pubic symphysis. Here's where the lower pelvic ridge would be. And so my pubic symphysis cracked in half, so to speak, that reflex point, and this right side of the pelvis, this cracked and sealed differently as it healed. So aligning my pelvis, decompressing my spine, and opening the roof of my mouth are one and the same thing. And this is the cool hack of dentosophy. I am doing a breathing technique, which I mentioned before, and I have decided which dentist I'm going to use. And in consultation with my inner self, my research, and the dentist, we've decided that I will wait until September to start chewing on the retainers, because this was such a serious break and because just the breathing is shifting this crack line, and we need to do it really, really slowly. I will be going to Spain to see the dentist. This is my final decision because there is a big difference between a holistic dentist and a biological dentist. And I really want to bring this to the forefront today. A holistic dentist can be found across the UK. They use non-mercury fillings, they use low radiation x-rays, they'll give you homeopathy, they'll use ozone to sterilize your wounds rather than chemicals or laser. And so that is a holistic dentist, what they call, but they're not truly looking in a holistic capacity at the whole of the being. Even if they bring in nutrition, that's not the whole of the being. Biological dentistry is taking the whole system, the psychology, the spirituality, the structural container of the human being, and the mouth together. And this is because the shape of the jaw is formed through sucking, chewing, swallowing, and breathing in the first 2 years of life. If we nurse, this is really, really good for developing the jaw. If we're bottle fed, it will develop a little bit differently. Our psychology about safety also determines how the jaw is shaped. And so for me, I really do believe it was an answer to prayer to break the jaw, because I had a lot of early psychology which needed rewiring, so to speak. And through this process, I have the opportunity to reform my jaw, actually to redo that work of the infancy. So a holistic dentist isn't interested in that, doesn't have the time for it. It's beyond their scope of practice. A biological dentist is very, very interested into this. It is the foundation of their approach. And from what I can find, biological dentistry has a huge following in Mexico, South America, and Spain. And so I've chosen a dentist in Spain because it's a lot easier for me to get to more often from the UK. So I will be starting that work with the dentist in September. And in the meantime, just giving thanks for what I was able to get from the holistic dentists here. And some of this is exercises, and friends have asked me to share these exercises, so here we go. One is to massage into the TMJ, really, really deeply here. what you're doing is you're getting into the many, many, many micro muscles which make up the face. There's an incredibly complex muscular structure in there, and this area could use regular massage, whether you've broken your jaw or not. It is the base of the temple. The base of the temple. The pelvis is the reflexual base of the temple. Just let that sink in. So we want to massage that base and get it so that water and health and prana and life and speech can move through it easily. The next thing we want to do is get 2 fingers on our chin and fingers right up in the most tender of our reflex points. Then we open and close the jaw while pressing into those spots. So we open out the fingers and then shut it with the thumbs while giving a little compression. So we go compress here at the TNJ and then release. Compress and open and release. I like this many, many times. Then the next set of exercises comes from Feldenkrais awareness through movement, which is one of the many ways of body-mind centering and somatics which developed in the 1980s, which I was fortunate to be a part of as a contemporary dancer. So Feldenkrais technique is incredible. And one of the things that we talk about is the jaw and the eyes going in opposite directions, as well as the rooting like you would do when you were nursing, the rooting. So to do these exercises, what you want to do is take the jaw and the eyes opposite. And then I like to take them diagonal. Oh, the other side's harder for me. And then I like to take the whole pelvis around. In a circle. You can see how the facial muscles are really different in what they're able to do right now, and the jaw inside is really still working its lateral movement. These muscles are so tight. And my GP has tried to refer me for physiotherapy, and it's just not coming. The NHS is so overwhelmed. So I am going to continue with these Feldenkrais techniques, these dentist techniques, the Dentosophy breathing, and stick with that. So thank you so much for caring, for listening. I hope you got something out of this that you can do to help develop your jaw. And in my next video, I'm going to share some more exercises. Just a few at a time is good. So much love. Thank you.